Do you have a definite purpose? And by definite purpose, I mean, do you have something that you're pursuing relentlessly? As I reflect back on the times that I stopped using heroin, stopped over drinking, lost more than 50 pounds, I remember that I was pursuing that relentlessly. There was nothing that was going to get in the way. I was going to get it done. But it required me putting every thought, every action, every emotion, every moment into that direction. The moments that I caught myself slipping, I had to retrain myself. I used affirmations. But I also had to retrain myself physically. If I let myself slip for too long, then I had some sort of physical punishment I had to do to myself. And I'm not talking like weird stuff, cutting and all that other stuff. What I'm talking about is I had to do certain squats. And at the time, squats were the most painful for me to do because I had collapsed hips. Growing up, hopefully there was somebody that kind of gave you direction. And when you weren't following that direction, what did they do most of the time? Disciplined you. As you mature, as you come of age, you start to learn that that disciplinary action isn't there. So you just allow yourself to do whatever. When I first started using, the disciplinary actions weren't there. So I continued to use. Now, life sends disciplinary actions in the form of a withdrawal. When you come down off of using, it stinks. It hurts. Your body feels like there's needles popping out from inside the skin, trying to press their way outside. That's life's disciplinary action for the choice that you just made. When I overdrank, life's disciplinary action was hangovers, vomit, stomach aches, whiskey shits. It's life's way of telling me, hey, you didn't act correctly, so here's your discipline. When I was overweight, life disciplined me through other people. I had one of my cousin's sons, so he'd be my second cousin. He asked me if I was pregnant, because that's how big I was. I had to tell him, nope, I'm just fat. I owned it. I was bloated. Life disciplined me through others as well as through my own health. It was hard to breathe, hard to sleep. Couldn't move very quickly. Joints hurt. My body ached. I smelt. Especially in the summertime. Just reeked. Life sent its own disciplinary action to me. Life is going to discipline you. Are you keeping aware of it? Are you aware of what's happening? Because if you're not, and you're a dumbass like I was, then you're going to keep on repeating the behavior until life really sits you down and checks you. Life didn't have to sit me down in the form of a penitentiary or rehab. Life sat me down in the form of a bone disease that caused my hips to collapse. It said, sit down and listen. I'm going to train you now. Since you didn't pay attention to all that other stuff, I'm going to make sure you pay attention to this. Life trained me. I have conversations with mothers. That's usually who calls me. And they say, well, my son's acting up and he's using drugs and he's drinking. And then one of my first questions is, how old is he? Most of the time I get the age range of 18 to 28. And he's just really not doing good. Okay, give him my number. Tell him to call me. It's difficult for me to tell them, hey, your son is no longer that little boy that you want him to be. He's chosen to live a lifestyle that life is now his parent. And life is gonna parent him in a certain way. It's usually not fun, and it usually comes with some extreme consequences. But because they don't listen to the discipline, and how long it takes them to catch on determines how many consequences they're going to have until they figure it out. If you're stuck in one of those cycles where life's disciplining you, you're having chronic hangovers, you're going through withdrawals, you're having some sort of health implications because you're a fat ass like I was, know that you need to have a definite purpose. There needs to be one reason why you're going to make a change. You should have an emotional connection to that outcome. Each one of the changes that I made, they only stuck when I was emotionally committed to the outcome that I wanted. When I wasn't emotionally committed, I would revert back to the comfort, which was using, drinking, or overeating. Having a definite purpose, where you're headed, on what you're going to do, is something that you need to decide. Each of us, if you're still alive and walking on this side of the planet, has something that we need to contribute to this community, to your community, to this world. If you don't know what that is, think about what you do easily that everybody else struggles at doing. And then share how you do that with others. Because it wasn't meant for you. It was meant to alleviate someone else's pain. Your definite purpose can be helping others. But you need to heal yourself first before you try to go help others.